Alrighty, video check, audio check, face check. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back, gamers. We are back with obviously this game. We're continuing because why not? So before we get into anything story-wise, I wanted to make a couple theories. Kind of recap where we are, right? Shut up. So a few things. First of all, we encountered some kind of sea weapon from some ancient mad scientist stuff. Don't know where that's going right now. Also, I haven't played any game in this series before this one, so there may be backstory I don't have, which would be interesting. But, what we know. Part A, Coral is a power source. Part B, Walter was with me before we got into whatever mercenary group we're in, right? Because we are currently like slated as RB, what was it, 13 Raven. Walter always calls me 621. He is mentioned as my handler, but we don't really know what specifically that entails based on just this game. Again, previous games maybe that meant something, but just this game. Sorry, making noise. Just this game, we don't really know what that means. But other things we've gotten is, well, for instance, last time we were talking to Cinder, who is apparently a survivor of, because that's what the name Cinder means. It's a reference to people who survive the flames of Rubicon, that kind of a storm. And then she said, first of all, she said the enemy that we were fighting was a sea weapon. It's like, okay, well, it was very hard and it was a sea weapon. And since we're learning about the sea weapon from Cinder, she wasn't there when we fought the other hard boss, like 2 episodes ago. The one who shot everything at me, and I really had to work hard to not get blasted by everything he did. So yeah, that guy may have been another sea weapon. Hence why, I mean, if you saw the title, it's like my second sea weapon. I'm not really sure if he was the second one, because that was, we were talking to Cinders where we got the information she wasn't around for the first fight. However, back to Walter, right? Walter's been with me since before the beginning, so he's not a part of All Mind. He's not a part of that. However, semicolon, however, comma. What we are getting recently from the Rubiconian in my head, which is Aver, Ain, A-Y something. She is saying that we should do things without Walter, and she's kind of alluding to some idea that Walter is not on the up and up with me. Cinder also said that Walter was, like, I feel sorry that you're stuck with Walter kind of a thing. So Walter has a reputation, and it's not a good one. They're trying to paint him as someone bad, but he's been with me before I was Raven. So the question is, where does Walter really come from as far as my relationship to him? Theory 1, which is kind of what the game is pushing, right, is that Walter is some kind of like, he recruits people, and he just, I don't know why we stole a mercenary pass instead of just getting one, but he recruited me towards that, and evidence to support that he's, you know, just a guy who uses people. Evidence number 1, I think it was Arquebus Group, that we had a mission for where it's like, no, they expected everyone in that mission to die. You're just too good and you didn't. Maybe that was climbing the wall or something, but they had 1 or 2 missions. I don't think Arquebus was both of the missions, but Arquebus was one of the missions. I think there was a second one also. They're like, we didn't expect anyone to survive this. They're going to have a bunch of grunts, which is what I was doing, the grunt work, go in the first place and just weaken the enemy and then send their advanced fleets later on. And so I was just meant to die in that mission. And the idea is that Walter could be setting people up along those lines. Kind of like, and I'm trying to think, we've met with a few other guys. It wasn't Schwartz, I don't think, or Schneider or whatever he was from the Arquebus Group. It wasn't him. There was, what, Snail, and there was, I think we've met one other guy. And they kind of did the same thing where they were just using people as grunts to die so that their advanced fleet can go later and stuff like that. Walter may have been, you know, asterisk, based on interpretation of facts. He may have been using me in a similar way where it's like, oh, if I survive, it's like, yay, I believe in you. But if I die, it's just like, that's what he was totally fine with in the beginning, right? So he gives me the pep talk beforehand, and if I die, it's like, okay, he died, he was weak. And Walter wouldn't be particularly concerned about that. Whereas if I succeed, he just keeps up the pep talk, like, yeah, I knew you could do it. So, their theory, again, that the game seems to be leaning towards, or at least the last two characters we've met have been leaning towards, is that Walter is basically just using me. Also, Walter's saying about him going on business to secure funding to get us to this place instead of just breaking our way in and using the catapult that we used. Maybe, you know, again, maybe Walter is doing secret deals and arrangements behind closed doors where I'm not around. So, they're trying to set me to distrust Walter because of that, or like with that being the guiding light, guiding theme, guiding narrative of my relationship with Walter. The other side, which is what I'm kind of leaning towards, right, is that Walter, because again, Walter made the reference to, what was it, Rusty, the guy that I later on beat, or maybe it was someone else, that we met them and they were really strong, but they left. And Walter was like, hold on, he knows who you actually are. He knows that you're not really RB13 Raven. Kind of a thing. And so it seems like, and this is kind of the story we started with, is that we are some sort of outside agent for whatever reason we are, I don't want to say penetrating, that's the wrong word. We are putting ourselves into a system possibly for nefarious reasons, or just to use it. Like, we're using the mercenary units to make money, or we're using it for access to certain things, and we're sort of hijacking the mercenary network. And so we had to join it first, and we had to join it illicitly. So the idea being that we are, like, maybe we're a criminal or something, and so we normally wouldn't be able to get into the mercenary units. But we forced our way in by stealing an existing mercenary license and pretending to be them. So that's kind of the idea that I'm going with, is that Walter and I have some sort of shared past and shared goal. Walter is just doing his job as a handler and trying to make connections happen. Recently, because of this voice inside my head, I'm also making things happen through different means, and so he's like, this is interesting, but it works. So he hasn't really called me out on anything yet. And then the flip side is that Walter really does believe in me instead of he's not trying to get me killed on the suicide missions. However, Walter's friend is the one that took me to where we fought the first serial C weapon. That was a tip that Walter's friend had to infiltrate. Oh, infiltrate's the word, not penetrate. Infiltrate. To infiltrate that place and shut off all the reactors, which then the coral just blew up. And again, I would've, almost did die. So maybe Walter's nefarious for setting off a C/coral. I think C weapon is for coral weapon, because that thing was using energy like no tomorrow. Also, I have reconsidered, if energy weapons end up being that strong, I may start using them, but the energy weapons I have so far, or at least that I've tried out so far, have not been very strong, and so I'm going to keep using concussive damage, and explosive damage, and percussive damage, and whatever else you want to call that kind of bang, big boom kind of weaponry. But, so yeah, Walter's friends have also sent me on some very dangerous situations based on, again, my friend said this, or I got a tip from my friend. It's like, okay, I'm curious about that, because it does make Walter look more sketchy, that he's sort of sending me on high-risk missions. But the flip side is I was not legitimately part of Allmind in the first place, and he was with me before I got into Allmind. So if he's trying to betray me, he's betraying an old ally, partner, whatever we are, friend, maybe. That may be stretching it, but so yeah, that's my current theory, is that there's two ways of looking at this, because the coral, again, and this is the thing too, we've only just met, what's her name, the lady in my head, the Rubiconian in my head, but maybe she's a part of the coral, and maybe the coral is not just an energy source, but a life force. So that's a possibility. And she mentioned that these kind of storms happen every 50 years or so, and that maybe Cinder, and then she's the one who tipped me off that maybe Cinder had the name Cinder because she'd survived one when she was younger, or such and such. I'm a modified human, so we don't know how lifespans work for modified humans. We know that there are Gen 1s and Gen 4s, so I'm assuming there's Gen 2s and 3s, right? I'm a Gen 4, and they were talking about a Gen 1 that I had just fought, which may have been Rusty. Because I think I was fighting him when we talked about it, but I don't know if it was in reference to him. Anyway, so we don't know how long a lifespan is, but let's say we live a little bit longer than 50 years. I mean, not a little bit longer than 50 years, right? But let's say 50 years is not a normal 50 years. Let's say 50 years is like 20 to normal, sensibilities because of modifications. Then Cinder really could have been alive for the last one and survived it somehow. But they seem to do a lot of damage. Rubiconians seem to be caught up in a lot of this for whatever reason. And what else? We fight the military. The military sometimes works for us, like with mercenaries in general, and sometimes they work against mercenaries. So there's a lot of back and forth with exactly whose side we're on, because we take just about any mission. It doesn't matter whether it's a company or a mercenary group or, the military that we're fighting for or against. We've done it all. So I don't know how we fit in politically, except just to say that we are our own faction. That's kind of that's really why I'm tending to side with Walter so far, is because he's the only person I know of that is in my faction. Like, it's me and Walter. And then they're just competing interests, like corporations, government / military, really. We haven't dealt with government per se, but we've dealt with military. We just got introduced to the Dozers, which were a drug group / gang / whatever. And the, what was it, the DOF or something like that? That's not right. DOA? ROD? RAD, RAD. I remember saying RAD. It was the RAD that Cinder was in charge of, which is their own kind of syndicate. So there's a lot of groups. I'm not a part of any of them legitimately, though I trash their stuff and they let me use their stuff. Or because I'm a part of All Mind, I get to have some benefits, even though I'm not legitimate in that. So it's a lot of questions that we have right now and not a lot of answers. But so far, I'm still going to side with Walter, because again, he's the first character we knew. He was on our side from the beginning, so he is not part of our affiliation with All Mind. He's the one who helped us get affiliated with All Mind. He is the one who sent us on some dangerous missions, but again, there is some kind of true identity thing going on here, and he's the only one that reasonably seems on my side and has that information. So in the sense of factions and who's with who, I just met this Rubiconian when I was about to die from exposure to, like, direct exposure to the Flames of Rubicon, I'm assuming it is, which is just direct coral radiation or whatever it is. Coral energy burst, and I almost died, and that's where I met her. Which is, again, why I think that she may just be a voice in my head, because I don't know where she's coming from. She says she's Rubiconian, but is she just, like, hacking into my communications potential as a modified human? Or, like, how does that work? Because Walter doesn't know she exists. So, lots of questions, not a lot of answers. But we just met her. She seems to be on the side of Rubicon, which would be different from the military, potentially. Is definitely different from corporate interests. She seems to be on my side, but again, we just don't know her long enough. We don't know how she knows me. Not that there's familiarity, but I almost died, and she's been, quote-unquote, trying to help me out, so. Maybe she, again, the Corellian theory is that maybe she was a consciousness within what I got blasted with. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. a lot of things, but Walter seemingly is the most trustworthy person so far because of what he knows about me. He seems to have the most information about me, the longest history. The only discredit that he's sending me on very dangerous missions that I could, would, or should die from. So we don't understand what's going on with that. And as a result, the game is trying to push us to doubt him. But I'm not sure I care to, honestly. I don't know if that's the best move. So, with that said, I guess I'm going to go into the nest. Is that a multiplayer thing? Or how does this work? Battle against other players. Okay. So this is multiplayer. Okay, I'll hold off on multiplayer, honestly. I want to do a couple more missions, and I want to do all of the ranking. I spent 15 minutes talking about what we do and don't know. Interesting. But yeah, I am
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program, number 22.
interested.
Entry, rank D.
I'm very interested. These are interesting weapons.
Subject AC, Li Long. Call sign, Gun 3, Wu Hua Hai.
Okay. Anyway, I do think we need to concern ourselves strongly with the Flames of Rubicon as a phenomenon, but I'm not going to doubt Walter. Ow, that hurt. Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't have any heals. I forgot about that. I need to play this better. Yep, this is not... I'm probably gonna lose this one, actually. Yep, I'm AP about there. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I wasn't too worried about my health because of... what was it? Heals, basically. But I forgot that I don't have heals in this program.
Main system activating combat mode.
Can't tell if I need to fight him close range or not. Because on the one hand, his missiles are strictly short range. That much I was able to figure out. However, stop doing that. I don't even know when he launched those. Okay, jumping seems to be a lot better for me than anything else. Seriously, when did he launch that? I didn't see it. Out. When did these get launched? Freaking gosh. There we go. That was annoying.
Target destroyed. Concluding evaluation.
Okay, well,
Well done.
D rank seems to be difficult. D for difficult. I say difficult. It's not. This is not a C weapon battle, but you know, whatever. I get 3 chips out of it. That's beneficial. Can I go ahead and get some? Don't have enough for it. I need to win one more. Yeah, I'm trying to get both of those to be maxed out, honestly. I also want to be able to teleport eventually, so who knows how that's going to go. Hopefully teleportation will be a thing. Also, they're doing a lot of quadrupeds. I wonder if they're going to do tanks soon, too. Because the last sea weapon was one of those spider psychos, so we'll see if tanks come up soon.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program.
Hey, he's a
Number
tank.
21. Rank D.
Okay, he's got the two missile pods.
Subject AC. Candle Ring. Call sign.
Ring Freddy. Man, if they bring out a Ring Foxy, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Commencing evaluation.
Ring Bonnie and Ring Chick would be okay, but Ring Foxy, we're not doing that. That's an issue. What the frick? That didn't work. Ow, that hurt. Ouch. Stop. There we go. Man, that shouldn't have been as hard as it was. Glad I just did it first try. That would have been embarrassing if I hadn't.
Concluding evaluation. Well done.
Now, see, I know I'm a better player than that. Gosh. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the damage mitigation because this is getting annoying. Yeah. Oh, I like the emblem. Emblem's nice. I won't use it because really I don't have any interest in these so far. But anything else has been added to this actually? Weapon bay for extra weapons. Yeah, I don't, but then you lose your shoulder weapons, so like you'd have to have really powerful hand weapons, or you're trying to go for a really lightweight design. That's the only two things I can think of. And Noxie, but like you could have, for instance, both hands have a melee weapon, and then swap out with, I don't know, just guns, energy guns, physical guns, whatever. This allows for the overburdened, which I think if you're overburdened, you're kind of dumb. That's a horrible way of saying it. Like, I'm sure there's a good strategy to it, but I don't know. To have to sortie and then later purge your weapon, because you have like, what, 1 giga shot? Like, what are you going to use that for? Soul armor creates a pulse explosion centered on the AC, cancelling out incoming enemy fire and creating damage, area effect shockwave, which may be what he was using. I don't know. And then pulse armor is, I can't even tell. Dramatically increasing defensive performance until it exceeds the durability or time limit. But you have to activate it. I don't want to have to activate these things. That looks interesting. Activates automatically when AP falls to 0. So when I die, I have like one last hurrah, basically. Gosh, that's interesting. That is an interesting one. But I think I'm just gonna upgrade my damage and then maybe do that, like get these two maxed out, and then look at terminal armor. Would be kind of cool.
Okay, yeah, we'll get an extra 3% on that. We'll probably do another damage next. How many more? 3. They're going to be 3 chips each, so I have 9 more chips, so 9 chips plus the 2 I still have. Actually, I say I've got 2. How many do I have? Yeah, I've got 2. Okay. Would be 11 chips total, so I won't have enough for anything. Actually, I can do the terminal and 1 more of the damage. That's true, I can do that. Oh no, we'll think about that. That's tempting. I think my enemy's a tank again. Hydration. Very, very important to have hydration.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation
Oh
Program.
no, he's a quadruped,
Number
okay.
20, rank D.
Let's see, his gear is a...
Subject
Ooh,
AC.
he's using that thing,
Reconfig.
which
Call sign V5
I have a small memory of what that did. That was like the only energy weapon I tried so far,
Commencing
but...
evaluation.
Okay, let's get this evaluated.
Main
I
system
think I have a good chance
activating
on this, but I don't know. How did that miss? Exactly how did that one miss? That must be the pulse armor. Okay, yeah, that looks like pulse armor kind of stuff. Honestly, that might be a useful one. Yeah. Yeah, it gets harder to dodge him at this range, but I have to hit him too. And that's kind of a big difficulty when I'm too far away.
AP at 30%.
And I didn't get to shoot him. Okay, well, whatever. I made it.
Target destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done.
Thank you. I just felt like it. Alright. Got a total of 5 now, which I could do the terminal armor, I guess. I could do the plasma armor. There's a lot of options I can do, actually. I don't know, I have to think about it. How does the armor works again? Assault armor creates a pulse explosion centered on the AC. Yes, I remember that. Which is press L and Y while equipped. Oh, these are the expansions. Oh. That makes sense. Okay. These are the expansion units. Okay. That one activates automatically. Which gives me a pulse barrier, so the pulse stun, basically. I have that stun meter. Until... Yeah. I don't know. I'll definitely buy it. I don't know if I'll like it. Pulse protection creates a pulse barrier in a fixed position, providing cover. This one is what I'm actually seeing and fighting, which just creates a pulse barrier that trails the AC, dramatically increasing defense performance until it exceeds the 30-minute time limit. So that's a fixed pulse shield. This is the armor that goes with me. And this is that zappy explosion from, what, 2 guys ago? Last guy? From the tank. The tank had a zappy zappy boom thing. You know what I mean. This is definitely English. I'm sure you can all tell. Zappy zappy boom. Pulse, like the extra stun on top of the normal stun meter. And then this we haven't actually encountered, but it's a fixed barrier. And then this triggers a pulse barrier while the AC reaches its limit. Basically, when the AP falls to 0, I have super defense barrier. But it also has a time limit. But this is a barrier. I see. Creates a pulse barrier that trails the AC. Triggers a pulse barrier when the AC's AP reaches its limit, greatly increasing defense until the barrier reaches its durability time limit. So I don't know if this one even follows me. This may be fixed like this one is. I know this one goes around with me though. Interesting. We'll just keep fighting. Yeah, I may go with the pulse barrier expansion then. And I'll be one short from upgrading it to its second and final level, but that could be useful. Especially if I'm taking a lot of hits all at once, I can just put up the barrier and none of it will do a whole lot. That would be good.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program.
Oh, standard
Number
AC.
19, rank D.
Let's see. He's kind of heavy, but he's got enough mobility.
Subject
He's
AC. Headbringer. Call sign. Gun
Headbringer,
5,
nice. Oh, I think we've fought Iguazu before, actually. Anyway,
Commencing evaluation.
Iguazu's a name I've heard before. Anyway,
Main system.
so he's gonna be a lot like me, but his weapons are aimed for speed, not power, is what it looked like. Direct hit, I love that. Freeze. I want to blast you directly. There we go. Yeah, you can come to me. I'm not gonna. I also love how I can simultaneously activate both. It doesn't have to be one at a time. I just think it's a nice detail. I'm not talking about the missile pods in case you're wondering. That may have not been clear, but... There we go. 50%, nice. You did that thing with half health.
Target destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done.
Thank you once again. Scanning. Anyway. Okay, I mean that was fun. The Headbringer. Okay, this gives me enough to upgrade my damage taking one more time. Or my repair kits, actually. That's... I don't know. Like, the damage thing would be useful for the arena. And I want to keep being able to win in the arena. But at the same time, in real combat, this is a big deal. I guess this isn't not a big deal, but yeah, I mean, I guess I'll do it. And then I don't have enough for that guy. Okay, one more round of the arena. Time to sortie. I guess rank C, I'm gonna get 4 units each, which can be very, very good. We're also getting more fights per rank. I mean, somewhat. It's been like 3, 3, and 4. Now what, 5?
Arena Arena Combat Aptitude
Because we started
Evaluation
with F.
Program, number 18,
So, I guess it's
rank D,
3, 4,
final
5.
evaluation. Subject AC,
Shinobi.
call sign,
Rokumonsen. That's an interesting name.
Commencing evaluation.
Because in Custom Robot was one of the guys was Rakansen.
Combat mode.
So interesting. Yep, keep going for close battle. I don't want to be anywhere near him. And that's the shield I want. Yeah. Whenever your enemy wants to get up close to you, that's a bad sign. Yeah, it's just that flak that he's throwing at me. Got his shield down, so that's nice, but that hurt. How did that miss? I was right there and he was not moving. What the frick? Also, why is he doing so much damage? Holy crap. There we go. I had a third health left. I had a third health left anyway.
Target destroyed.
Oh, you probably can't see it. I guess
This
I'll...
concludes D rank evaluation.
You know what? I'll go ahead and
Well
move
done.
myself over. Maybe I can... Nah, you can't see it anyway. For the sake of seeing things, I'll go ahead and move myself over. Hold up. Okay. I think we're good. I think that did what I was trying it to do. Okay, now you should be able to see my health and stuff. I'm just gonna be, you know, over here, kind of looking this way. No big deal. Ooh, I have a notification. Congratulations on defeating D.
Congratulations, you have surpassed rank D.
Why, thank you.
We hope that our aid has helped push
I can
you
probably turn
to
this
achieve
way.
greater things.
I think I was kind of... Yeah, I have noticed that. Which is why I'm here, because it's actually super useful for me. So 5 means I cannot upgrade either one of these anymore. But a core expansion for my shield would be nice. Thoughts and feelings and thoughts and feelings. And I could just outright buy this one too. I don't know. I've seen this one actually used, so that would be something. So I'll just go ahead and do that, and we'll go with it. Buy. I don't want to buy. I want to design. Give me my full shield. Okay, it's saying I have new stuff in here. This is new? Okay. It's not particularly helpful. That's particularly helpful. However, it's also just a burst machine gun. It's a lightweight build. Going through... Oh, wow. There are a lot of weapons I haven't seen. Hold on. Makes us lighter, but it's a lot less power punching. Look at how weak that is. Lord of mercy. That's even worse. It's stronger, but with a lot less impact, but that's what the other guy was using. I like the impact, though. Impact is important. So let's just monitor attack power and impact, and see if we can get both. Hey, look, both. And it makes me lighter. Oh, it has half the rounds, that's why. Still, that's a pretty good deal, honestly. Can I get something else that looks good and has a lot less impact? Holy freaking crap. Medium-sized bazooka. And for the attention to detail, the composition of the explosive charges. Meta Knight's engineers designed this weapon for efficiency and ease of use from the ground up. It makes me faster. It's got less weight, less EN load. It's got 20 less rounds, basically. But it's got more impact per. Gosh, this is tempting. This is unbelievably tempting. We'll keep looking, but I may switch to that one. Oh, it's a laser blade, so it's got infinite rounds. True, and it's strong, but it's just it's no distant. There's not a distance option here. But it does make me faster. I don't know, that's an interesting one too. The frick are you? Another handheld. It's a little bit stronger than the other one. A little heavier. Less EM load. Pile bunker. Weapon gorgeously the target with a massive steel pile. Obliterating it through sheer physical force. Charged to prime the firing hammer. Enabling attacks that are enhanced by explosive damage. What a mercy. Okay, first of all, this is glorious. I'm just going to say, even if I never use it, this is glorious. A build I would be curious about is get rid of your missiles. Have this weapon on one hand. This, wait, is it this one? Yeah, laser blade. This one on the other hand. And then have weapons like, I mean, literally any gun, right? But you could have like the 2 bazookas or whatever. That's kind of an interesting idea, but no. But yeah, you could have like this weapon and the other bazooka on the other hand. And just exchange those. That would be an interesting build. Because you've got 2 high pain and then 2 longer range ones. I don't know, I'm still tempted by this because it's got, again, it's got fewer rounds, but it's got a lot of power. But realistically, let's say something first of all. It's called the Majestic. That's amazing. Anyway, thinking about this logically, right? Let's use a little logic for a second. A lot of the people I fight are grunts, and I can kill them with 1 shot of my bazooka as is. So I don't need a more powerful bazooka if I'm going to use it on grunts. The only reason I would want it is if I was using it on bosses, but again, a fewer number of rounds is a problem for a long fight like a sea weapon or something. And if I'm using it on grunts, then I won't have the ammo for the bosses. I mean, there's always a resupply beforehand, but you know what I mean. Let's say it's not a super boss, it's just an average boss, then I won't have the ammo left. So I think we'll have to hold off on that strictly because it's not a tactical advantage. Good for everything except movement. Okay. Start at the top. Let's see what we got. A lot of power, a lot of impact, but a 5th number of rounds. It's got more. Okay, I see what they're going for. It's better because it has more missiles and it has more. But I'm using what, 10 at a time instead of 8 at a time? So how many shots is that? Oh, also it's freaking heavy. How many shots is that though? Let's see. I have 30 shots with these, as is. Track targets and explode on hit, contributing greatly to the build of an oversized model for heavyweight builds, capable of multi-lock. Oh, that's cool. So the multi-lock ability is beneficial, right? Because honestly, I don't know if the ones I'm using have multi-lock. Where are the ones that I have? I can't see them because I've already bought them. Gotcha. Using 2 at a time, so that's 21 shots. What's 224 divided by 8? Let's see, 100 divided by 4 is 25, which is not divisible by 2. But 200 is 50, which will be 25 if we're dividing by 8. So 25, 26, 27, 28 should give us 224. 28 shots is what I've got right now. And this is 30 shots. So all in all, this one seems better, but it's not gonna go over anything. It's not a vertical missile launcher. Anything else that seems to attract my fancy now? Honestly, for 165, I can get 2 of these. But not before I look at everything else first. Let's see, you got shields, you got just all kinds of shields, okay. But they don't, I don't know. I just don't have a care for shields. And again that, but it's heavy, whatever. Yeah, the only benefit to shields is that you're protecting yourself, but it makes you lighter, it has less EN load. And protects you, which bullets don't do. Cool. It's heavy as lead, but it's got a lot of good stats. Same, all of these are the same. They're heavier, but they've got better stats. But I did the head that I did because we're only changing. That one has the most severe change, right? That one has like 800, 900 AP difference. But it's got 10 boost speed difference. This one has comparable AP difference and significantly less boost speed requirement. So that's probably a good idea. These have the same in boost speed, but this one's not as good at all, actually. I don't know why I would ever do this. Nothing else is good for AP. So I say we go ahead and buy this one. I think that's the most positive I'm going to be on that. None of these help my boost speed. All of them crush it, so I'm just going to leave those off. Because with my heavier head, I want to increase boost speed if I can. But not at the detriment of my stats to this degree. That's only a 400... Oh, that's a tank. Never mind. I want to fly, thank you. Do we have anything that's better for boost speed? In the boosters, no. This one, it's just worse in every regard, really. Okay, can we... That's impressive. But it's heavy. It's really meant for a tank build. Because that EN load is superb. But the weight is just... The boost speed decrease is just ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, I think we go with the 10 missile launchers. Okay, and then we design AC. We can put on the new head. Not that one. Yes, that one. But it's all going to slow me down by little bits, so that's definitely a tricky trade-off I'm making. My attack power is higher than ever before, but my boost speed is pretty darn low, but my AP is higher. I don't know if I like this or not. I mean, I can test it, I guess. Let's test it on something difficult. Oh no, as far as... Oh, but they don't charge quickly either. I don't know, this is pretty... I don't know if it's gotten better or if I'm really just doing good. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. Got good damage resistance too, so maybe that the hits he's doing just aren't hurting me as much as they used to. This is a good time to see how How do I know when I can use my... Where is my... if you're wondering what I'm thinking, I'm trying to find out where my... Oh wait, do I only have one use for the expansion? Is that what that means? Expansion 0 means I can just use it once? No, frick is that all about? Okay, so let's, can I... Okay. Yeah, the expansion has a one use. What the frick is that about? I don't feel like I'm doing better, honestly. I think I might want to just keep the previous anyway, I think that's enough, but good to know that the expansion only has one use. That one's interesting. But I feel very, very slow. So I probably just want to keep using the 8s. Because that's going to take me from 329 to 350. Yeah, I mean, that's significant. That is hefty, hefty, hefty. Okay, so yeah, we'll just do some missions. Let's see, it's been almost an hour. Actually, so I'll cut it here. We will do some missions in the next one. So, thank you guys so much for watching, seeing the upgrades, and talking for too long about theories with this game. And yeah, I will see y'all next time. Bye!